My nails are in desperate need of some fixing. I recently went to the Oregon Nail Expo and took a few different classes, so I have about 10 different things going on with my nails right now. It's been about a week and a half. I finally have some time to fix them up, and I decided to chop them all off. Dana, who was teaching the accents class that I took, had the cutest short red nails, and I could not get them out of my head, so I decided to chop my nails off, shorten them as short as they could go, and do this really fun cat eye for summer. I'm going to show you how I took these down, I did my prep and application, and created this fun cat eye combo. So we got a lot going on here. First, I need to take down the length and debulk the product. This is all hard gel from the accents class that I took, and the thumb is actually from the magic gel class that I took, and it's also hard gel. I'm using my Erica's ATA carbide barrel bit in a medium grit. And this barrel bit is a little bit bigger than some of the other ones that I have used in previous videos. So it's gonna be really good for taking down like a lot of length and bulk because it's got a little bit more surface area. The carbide barrel, it's just a classic, can't go wrong with it. It's one of probably my most used like carbides in general. So I am removing the length. I have my e-file in forward and my speed is about 25 to 30,000 RPM. So when we are removing and debulking, we want a high speed. It's gonna help prevent heat and friction, and it's just gonna cut through that product really, really smooth. And then I'm going over the surface just to debulk, smooth it out. Again, it's not that grown out because it's only a week and a half old. So I'm just kind of flattening out the product and taking the length down quite a bit. And then I will switch to a hand file once I start getting closer to the skin. If you are left-handed, you will need to use a left-handed specific carbide barrel and work in the reverse direction. Now I'm going to show you how I work on my non-dominant hand. So with my dominant hand, I normally hold it this way and drag down, but when I switch, I actually drag up, and that actually keeps the bit going in the same direction. So I don't need to have a left-handed bit when I am working on my opposite hand. I'm still filing in the same direction. I'm just pulling it upwards instead of down, if that makes any sense. I feel like it's really confusing unless I could like sit next to you and show you how it's still going in the same direction even though I'm now pulling it upwards. It's just because I switched hands, but that way you don't need two separate bits. You can still work with the right-handed bit without needing to switch. I'm a little bit more cautious when working on my opposite hand just because I tend to have a harder time like controlling the pressure. So I might not debulk quite as much with my left hand and then switch to my file. Oh my gosh, my pinky nail is so grown out. That was actually like 6 or 7 weeks grown out. That was the kinetics gel, and it was still in like perfect condition. It was so grown out. So I was so happy to finally get that one cut down. So after that, I'm switching to my hand file and I'm using either 180 or 240. I don't remember what I'm using here, but I think it might be 180, but I'm just shortening them down quite a bit more. I really was just like wanting to feel that like satisfying feeling when you have long nails for a while and then you cut them down. Oh my gosh, there's just something so satisfying about being able to like feel your fingertips again. So I cut them down super, super short. I'm also just smoothing out the old product and I'm going for kind of like a natural square squoval shape. So I'm just gonna do that and then we'll move on to our prep. Now for my pusher, I'm using a wooden stick. This one is from Stolix, and I always make sure and run it on my file first because sometimes you can have like little wood splinters basically if it's not super smooth. So run it along a buffer or a file first just to make sure the edge is really smooth and there's nothing sharp or pokey on the edges of the wooden pusher. And this step is very important. I feel like it gets overlooked, especially when we're doing a dry manicure or kind of like a Russian manicure. It's very important to make sure that this skin fold or pocket is properly opened up and pushed back. If you don't open it up really well, you do risk possibly overfiling the nail plate because you can't properly clean it if the skin isn't pushed back well. So take your time with this step. Make sure that everything is really nice and separated and pushed back and released from the nail plate. Before I start my prep with my diamond bits, I'm using a little bit of talc-free baby powder. I put it in this little container from Amazon. It's like a powder spray pump type of a thing. So it just makes it a little bit easier just to spray it over the nails and the skin. But my skin has a little bit more moisture in it. So if there's a lot of moisture in your nails or in your skin, then definitely highly recommend using the baby powder. It just kind of helps the bits work a little bit more efficiently. So for this, I'm using the Erica's ATA. This is the Precision Flame, and I am working in forward first, going from right to left down the corner and like side of the nail. And then I'm gonna switch in reverse and work left to right. And then I'm also, you can see right there, going up on that skin on the fold, and it just kind of helps open that up a little bit and make it easier to remove any dead skin later. And this will also prep the nail plate a little bit, so it's gonna get everything nice and clean and ready for our gel. And for this, I use it at about probably like 16 to 18, maybe sometimes 20 RPMs, just because you don't want it to drag. You really want it to be nice and smooth. You don't want to feel like you have to use any pressure. And so we don't want it too low because we want to make sure that it just glides on the nail super easily, works really efficiently, and we don't have to use any pressure on the nail plate. Now I'm just using a buffer. I decided I wanted to smooth out that remaining product a little bit more. My goal with this set was not to do any finish filing. I just wanted to do my application and then move on with the color, because when it comes to my own nails, like, I'm kind of a little lazy. Like, I do not want to spend hours and hours and hours doing my own nails. And so I really wanted to not have to do any finish filing, especially because they're so short. So I smoothed out the remaining product with a buffer. It'll also kind of help prep the nail a little bit. What I really like about Kinetics, which is what I'm going to use today, is you don't need a super harsh prep. So we do still need to make sure we've removed the shine and etched the nail a little bit, but it doesn't need to be aggressive. I'm using my Erica's ATA Boss Lady nippers just to remove any dead skin, and then we can do some polishing. For my skin, because it has a little bit more moisture in it, when I do polishing, I really have to be careful. I can't use anything too aggressive. I can't use a medium bit. Even a fine bit is a little bit much on my skin, and it will tend to like pull the skin and tear. So when I do a little bit of polishing, it's very minimal. I try to add more baby powder right before I do polishing, because that'll again just help the exfoliation process. And so for this, I am using the Erica's ATA Big E, and it's in the extra fine. So it has a yellow band on it. So it really is just gonna kind of smooth the skin a little bit, and it's not going to tear my skin or pull at it. A little bit more moisture. And when we're exfoliating, we want dry. So if somebody's skin is really dry, then you can definitely use more of a fine or even medium grit, and it's just going to exfoliate so nicely. But my skin, unfortunately, doesn't work like that. And this step just gives a really nice clean finish, and it helps prevent hangnails, smooths everything out. So it is a nice little finishing touch to our prep. Now I'm cleansing the nails. This is the Kinetics cleanser. It's really great for cleaning, dehydrating, and it's just going to get our nails ready for our gel. So I'm using a lint-free wipe and just cleaning them up really, really well and making sure we have a nice clean base for our gel to adhere to. Now, I could not decide what I wanted to do on my nails. I don't know why I didn't do this before I started my nails. Why did I do this like right in the middle of trying to do my nails? So I had some options on my nails, different things I was kind of feeling. I definitely wanted something summery or bright or fun. I really liked this magnet gel. I was really hung up on this green glitter from Nail Thoughts. It was so pretty. I might have to put it on my toes. And I did a couple kind of tests to see how this magnet gel would look over some different colors. So I did this really bright fuchsia, and it looks really, really pretty over that, but it wasn't quite giving the look that I wanted. And you can see in the sun though, like how much this magnet gel is like sparkly and shines. Then I tried it over this blue, and I actually really liked it over the blue, so I decided to go with that. Now for application, I'm using the Kinetics dehydrator, making sure there's no oils or anything on my nails for a good lasting application. And then I'm using the Kinetics Max Base Gel. So Max Base is kind of versatile, so you can use it on its own like a thin base. Like if you were going to just do a regular gel polish manicure, you do need to use it under the hard gel products from Kinetics, but you can also use it on its own and build it up a little bit just to add some structure. So because my nails already had hard gel on them, they were only a week and a half grown out, I decided to only use Max Base and just build up a little bit of structure with it, because there was already product on my nails and there was already hard gel on my nails, and I didn't want to add another layer of hard gel since they're so short and make them look super bulky. So I just used the Max Base to my advantage and just did the one layer. You'll see I kind of put on a thin slip layer and then just use any excess product that I have on my brush just to smooth out the entire thing. So it's in a nice, smooth, even layer. Got a little bit of structure on there. We already have hard gel, so we already have that strength. And then I can just move straight into color. So I didn't even have to finish file it. Yes, it looked so nice and lovely. So if I didn't have the hard gel already on my nails, then I could still use this method. It would just be a little bit more flexible. It wouldn't be quite as strong without that hard gel on there. So you can use it on its own. The only reason I didn't add hard gel is because they really weren't grown out that much, and I just didn't want to add excess product when the nails were so short, and I didn't want them to look bulky. So here's what it looked like after all the base was applied and how smooth they were. My nails naturally have an apex. They are naturally curved. So they are, I really didn't add that much product. The curve is just my natural nail and how it looks. So this is the Jelly Fit color that I decided to use under the cateye. Look how amazing this looks. In like literally just applying it, this is a one coater, and that's how I feel about probably about 90% of the Jelly Fit colors that I've tried are like this, and they're really nice. The Studio collections are some of my favorites. I will also make sure everything is linked down in that description box below. So if you want the links, go check there and just look at, I don't have words of how good this applies. It's one of my favorite blues, and the coverage is a little bit insane. So I just did one coat of this on the nails, and then I went in with my cat eye color. Now for the magnet gel, I'm using the color 0522 from Imena. It has a really pretty blue, purpley, it almost has like a green shift to it sometimes depending on the light. So I'm doing one coat of that over the blue, and then I'm using this magnet. This is a pretty strong magnet. I happened to get it in a collection from Zillabu. It was a magnetic Korean gel collection, and this magnet came with it, and it works pretty good. So I used this one quite a bit. And so I am going around all sides of the nails to activate the magnetic particles and like bring them facing up. I know that there is like a specific science to using these magnets. Like one end is like a positive charge, the other end is like a negative charge. I am not that advanced at the magnet. I just kind of wave it around and figure out how I want it to look, and I go down both sides, the front, the back a little bit until I like the way it looks, and then I cure it. I cure one nail at a time because I don't want those magnetic particles to kind of relax and settle back down. I want to make sure that it is exactly how I like it, get it flash cured or cured, and then it's good to go. And then for the top coat, I'm using the Kinetics Max Top. It is a super shiny, non-wipe top coat. I have a past video that I did a few months ago where I tested 10 different top coats, and the Kinetics top coat works really, really well. And this is their updated version, the Max Top. So definitely check out that video if you want to see kind of a comparison of some different top coats. So yeah, this one is super, super shiny, non-wipe, a nice kind of medium consistency. It's not super, super runny, not super thick either. And then after I have finished curing the top coat, I'm going in with my file and just finish filing that very edge just to straighten up the edge. This is going to improve the shape. It's going to make the nails look a little bit more sleek, and it's going to also help with free edge lifting, is filing underneath or filing, kind of pushing that free edge back behind the gel. And this technique works well with harder products like hard gel. The only time I would not file afterwards is if I was doing just a regular gel mani, but I'm usually always using some sort of builder or hard gel, so I always file afterwards. It improves the retention and the overall shape of the nail. Then I'm using my cuticle oil. This is the Oil Atelier, made locally by some nail tech friends of mine. It's really, really nice. I'm using a baby wipe just to cleanse the nails. It's gonna give the skin like a really nice hydrated look, really clean, removes the dust. It makes the skin not look super greasy. It kind of removes any excess oil and just cleans up the skin really well for pictures, videos. So use a little baby wipe. It works well. I learned that at one of my recent classes actually, and I've been loving it. So this is how they turned out. Super cute shorties. I love the cat eye. They're so fun. In the sun when I go outside, it is just so sparkly and reflective. I think it was perfect for kind of a summertime look. It's funny, I actually ended up finishing the opposite hand with my application the next day. I think a lot of us who do our own nails, like, you know how it is. Sometimes it takes like literally 2 days to do the entire thing on both hands. If you enjoyed this video, I would love for you to hang out with me more often and hit that subscribe button. I post regular videos about all things nails, particularly gel, hard gel, builder gel, nail art. Don't forget to give this video a like, it helps me out. And let's say comment the little cat emoji down at the bottom for cat eye if you watched through this entire video so I know who you are, and I will see you in the next one.